Okay. So yesterday we saw like how you can control two machines. Okay. How you can check connectivity with Ansible. Okay. And how to we just started with playbook on the day. Okay. So now what we'll do is that we just spin those machine again, and this time we will see that everything. Okay. I have automated everything. Terraform code. That code space. This is the code space. Okay. So yesterday we created a simple playbook which was running APT module. Using APT module, we were trying to install HTOP. Okay, so this every module has its own functionality. Like the APT module will run APT flows, like APT install, APT remove. So all the APT thing you can all the APT thing you can use modules. So let's see the concept of APT. Sorry, modules, and we will move forward with because in most of the places we will use modules in our Ansible playbook, and modules are the core part of Ansible. Okay, without module, it is you cannot do anything with Ansible. So modules are simply the building blocks which perform some task on remote computers or Ansible tasks. Okay, so Ansible tasks are nothing but they are calling a module, okay, with some options. Okay. So if I go to here, right? So you see here, this is another module here. What it is doing is, so there is a module called APT, which is in APT module it requires two parameters. One, the name. Okay, so so APT modules installs uh, packages on Ubuntu. Okay, you might be aware that there is a command called APT on Ubuntu. Okay, and it is a package manager for defined by system. Okay, if you want to install anything on defined system, you need APT APT command. So APT install Vim, APT install HTOP. If you want to remove some package, APT remove package name. Okay, so with that you can perform package management using APT. Okay, the same thing if you want to do with Ansible, you need to use APT command. Okay, the other way is, okay, if you don't want to use APT module, you can use another module which is shell module to run shell command. Okay? Basically, what you are doing, you are just running APT commands, right? So it is a simple command that you can run on remote machine. Okay, so if I want to do the same task with uh, uh, shell module, okay, so how would do is install Vim, okay, and you can do shell, okay, and you run apt install Vim. Okay, so what this command will do is, what this piece of code will do is, it will go and install Vim using this command. Okay, this is the command to install Vim package. Okay, but here instead of using any inbuilt apt module, we are using shell module. Okay, so let's see what is a shell module. So uh, so every module that is available on with Ansible, you can find it in its documentation. Okay, so I'm just trying to open documentation. Okay, I can go with this link as well. Okay, so let us slow. Okay, okay. And can go for, let's do this from here. Uh, in the left section, you see how to get started with Ansible. So you will see what is control node, what is manage node, what is inventory. All these things are available here. Okay? And what is the concept? What is Ansible concept? So it has nodes that it manages. It has inventory. then you have playbooks, then you write modules, then you have plugins, and then collection. So apart from this, there's nothing in Ansible. Okay, so if you know all these things, okay, so most of the 99% of the things in Ansible has this. Okay, if you understand this thing, the Ansible is just a just a simple tool. Okay, so we were talking about modules. So modules are nothing but they are Python script that perform some task. Okay, so uh, this documentation, okay, will show. We were talking about shell module. Okay, so shell module, if you click, you can click on so you see Ansible dot built-in PowerShell. So this is a PowerShell uh, module. So we especially wanted to work on Linux, right? So I'll open this dot shell built-in thing. So you see it has synopsis which says what does it do. Okay, so shell plugin is one you want to use on your system, and it is widely work with the shell command. Okay, so what parameter you can pass it? Admin, user, async directory. So all these things, and it has a uh, many commands. Okay, uh, okay. So this doesn't have a good example. Okay, let me open this one. This is plugin. So let me see this command. This is also simple. What happened? Let me go to a better documentation. I think this worst. So this module takes command name followed by list of delimited arguments. Okay. So if you go at the bottom, you will see examples what it can do. Okay. So this is an example how you invoke this shell command or how you invoke this. Okay. So basically, if you the important shell. Uh, so in this thing we will see what are the important modules you can use in Ansible. Uh, so these are many plugins which are okay. So let us spin our machines, okay? And after that, so I have updated this code to install to configure the this users, okay, and I have created this script which will be run when this machine is configured. Okay, so I'll just do a Terraform in it to initialize the backend. Terraform plan, simply apply to so it will create machines. So I'm just creating machine one, machine two, and my controller machine is this. Okay. So let's try to run this playbook. Okay. And before I think I gave you a small like introduction to playbook, but let us try to create a playbook from fresh, okay, so that you get a grasp. So you are already aware that you can run Ansible ad hoc command. Okay. So we saw that this is an Ansible ad hoc command, okay, which will run a module called command, and the argument to command is this. Okay. This module can be anything. You can run a ping command as well. That is also a module. Okay, so how do you invoke this uh, flow with playbooks? Okay, so playbook is nothing but a file, okay, in YAML format. So let me call it one.yaml. So this is my first YAML first playbook file. It is written in YAML format. Okay. the first thing you write in playbook is description of what you're doing. Okay, so you type with name. Okay, so I say this is my first playbook. Okay, so when you write a playbook, you need to provide what all host you want to run this. Okay, so I want host. Okay, so this host is like uh, is a group here or is a host name here or a IP here, whatever you want to provide, you can provide it here. Okay. If you want to run on all the hosts in the inventory, you can type all here. Okay. Or if you want to type, if you want to run for one particular host, you can also pass the IP. Okay. You can also pass the IP. Okay. Here, IP. Okay. And what else, like you can also this all is a group. Okay, by default, uh, if you don't specify anything, this is all group. Okay, you can provide it or you can ignore it as well. Okay, so this is not a mandatory thing. If you don't provide, it will by default be all group. Okay. Okay, not to confuse with that. So you are writing a playbook, you specify the name, that will be like it will be printed when you run the playbook. Okay, it's for a description purpose. Host, you need to provide host where all you want to run this playbook. Okay, and then you perform some task, right? So you type task here, and inside task you call modules. Okay, so the first module I will call is ping. Okay, so ping module I will call. Okay, and it will you already know what is ping. So ping module will just check the connectivity of the host. Basically it goes and ping the machine. Okay, so let me see if these machines are ready. I'll go here. Okay, these machines are ready. I have two machines and the usernames are this. You're like these are the IPs. Okay, so I'll just copy them. I'll copy this. Rest all are same. I'll just remove them so that it will be better visible. Okay. Now I will run Ansible playbook. How do you run Ansible playbook? Ansible hyphen playbook. Okay, and you need to provide the inventory file. Okay, let me go to that folder where we have this playbook. Okay, if you see here, I have one.yaml here and host.ini. Okay, so host.ini will contain your uh, uh, host that you want to do. Okay, so Ansible playbook and inventory you need to pass. Okay, here when you ran this uh, what you say add command. Okay, you saw that you were passing what all host you want to run. Okay, so if you see this, you are passing an inventory file. Okay, but inventory file you are not passing here. Okay, so that will be that you need to pass from Ansible playbook command. So this is what we are passing, and here in the add command you also passed what all host you want to run the module. Okay, so here it is all same thing we have provided here. Okay, and you want to run a module called ping, and I have added a task for that module, and this is the module call. Okay, let's just run it. I need to pass the YAML, the playbook path here, and when I press enter, I should be okay. So I need to pass a colon here so that it will be. Now you see here. Okay, host fingerprint I need to add. Okay. So I have to set this Ansible CFG in the shell. Okay. So what I'll do is export config equal to pwd Ansible CFG. Okay. Let me run this again and see if we are able to. This works. I will this working. Okay. So I'll update the README here. It's already here. So how are you? How are we running the books? Right. So we need to run this to make sure we are running. So Ansible playbook. Okay. We got the inventory file post dot ini. Okay, and one dot YAML. Okay. So now you see it ran here. Initially we only ran ping command, so it is showing task is built, and at the top you will see the play name here. So this is my first playbook which we have written it here. Okay, fine. Ping is fine. Just set the connectivity. Even if we don't write this, okay, there is one default task that it runs. Okay, so the default task is gathering fact here. It is gathering fact. So this gathering fact is nothing but it finds the find all the details about remote machines. Okay, so now you see it only ran gathering fact. So this is a default task when is run when you run a Ansible playbook. Okay, and why do you need this? You need this because you want to get information about the remote person. Okay, so let us see what information we have. So I'll just add task here. Okay, and here what I will do is I will just print some variables. Okay, so when you run a gather fact task, it exports default variables. Okay, and default variables are these variables are called facts. Okay, so we are trying to print facts gathered by uh, gather facts task. Okay, okay, so let's go to our Ansible documentation. Okay, and we will just search for Ansible facts. Okay. So Ansible facts are so general factor facts. Yeah, this one. Okay. So these are also called magic variables. So if I want to print all the available facts, I can just use this task. Okay, so I'll go to here. Okay, and instead of just adding this, I can just print message equal to Ansible. Okay, so it will print Ansible text here. Let's try to print it, and it's a long list of variables. Okay, if I don't I haven't spelled it wrong, print all the text. Sorry, like I have to do this. Oh, sorry, it's not massive. Yeah, you see here. So when I printed the facts, it is printing Python version on the machine. Okay, it is on the remote machine. What is the processor? What is the processor count? What is the serial number? How many virtual CPU it has? Okay, what is the processor type? So it is an Intel Xeon some processor running in it, where that machine is running. Okay, it also says what is the OS family. So that machine is a Ubuntu machine. That is why it is saying Ubuntu OS family as Debian. Okay, and it has all the details about the disk installed on the machine. Okay, it also has it also knows about the release OS release. Okay, it also knows about the IP address. Okay, so just to give you an idea, like when you run a playbook, a default uh, task is run, which is like gather facts. Okay, and you can disable that as well by gather facts false. Okay, so when you set like this, it will not run that default task. Okay, and instead it will just exit without doing anything. Here you see it did not run that gather fact task, and it simply this factory is not available anymore. So generally, you need this one when you want to fill in information about the machine after you run some. Okay. Anyway, we need we anyway don't need this. Okay, so what we'll do is, so next thing, let's try to do something useful. I want to install a package. Okay, so what I will do is I can provide some description to the task. Okay, I will say install vim on machine. Okay, so how do you install vim? You can use apt. Okay, because it is a ubuntu machine, you can use apt module. Okay, in apt module you need to provide the name of the package you want to install. Okay, and so this by just running by just typing this, apt doesn't know what you are trying to do. Okay, so you have to pass uh, the instruction. So what you want to do, you want to remove it or you want to install it. Okay, so there is a another thing is state, and you can say present. Okay, so when you say present, so it says uh, Ansible go and check if this is present or not. Okay, and Ansible say if it is not present, it will install it. Okay, so this is the state of the package. So when you run Ansible playbook, Ansible will try to match this state on the machine. Okay, let's try to run this, and you will see. Okay, install them on machine. Okay, of course this is going to fail because I have not specified become, and this is what it is become false, right? So what I need to do is I need to run this command as sudo user. So I'll say become true or become yes. Both are same. I just run this. Okay. Now you see the Vim is installed now. Okay. So okay, now you know that Vim is already installed. I need to install another package. What you can do is you can install htop or say htop. Okay. I want to install htop. So I do htop here. I just run it here. So it is installing first Vim and then actions. Okay. Htop is already so there are few things that you will notice here. Okay, whenever you are running Ansible playbook, you are seeing OK here. Okay, so when it says OK, it says that the state is matched. So this thing can be four things. Okay, this can be OK, this can be changed, this can be failed. Okay, or this can be skipped. Okay, so this task can have four states. So when it says OK, it says it did not do any changes. Okay, when it says if there is any changes done by this script, it will say changed. Okay, if the task that you have run here and it fails, it will say failed, and if this task is skipped, it will say skipped. Okay, let's try to see if you can let's try to see if we can do if we can depict this whole state of the task. Okay, so let's try to install a package that will surely be not there, and this package is Nginx. Okay, so Nginx will surely be not there when I will install it. Okay, when I will run it, it will install the package. This is better, right? Installing. So now you will see it will say changed. Here installation takes some time. Not initial connection. Network is unreachable. Like has some issues. Let us okay. Let's try to do something which is faster. Okay, so this installation is taking a little time. So what we can do is let's depict this with another thing. So I want to so another thing you can do with the configuration is I want to copy a file from my control machine to remote host. Okay, so what I want to do is copy a file from local to remote. Okay, so to copy a file, so there is a module called copy in Ansible. Okay, so copy, so there is a built-in copy module. So what it does is it copies file from local, okay, and place it in the remote machines. Okay, so there are examples here. I'll just pick one of the example. Okay. Simplest example is this. I'll copy it here. Okay, and let's try to understand what it is doing. So this is again a module. Okay, it's a copy module. What it is doing is it takes two parameters. Let's move it as a parameter. So all the argument should be indent from the module. Okay, so this is a module level. So I have kept the argument one level below the module, so that it knows that these arguments are from here. Okay, so I'm copying the okay, I'm copying the file from here. Okay, I'll say uh, like readme. I'll copy readme MD file, okay, and I will paste it into temp folder, okay, in the remote machine. So when I run this command, it will copy this command from my machine, okay, which is like this readme file, and it will paste it into the remote machines. Okay, let's try to run this. Okay, so first time I will run it, it will copy the file because the file is not present on the machine. Okay, okay, you see here changed. Okay, this change is because the file were not present on the machine. Okay, let me run the same thing again, and this time you will see it will not copy the files, and it will say okay, okay, because the file is already there on all the machines. So it checks if the file if the state has changed. Okay. Now you see it says okay, okay, because it checks the file and the file is already there, and the file content is also same. Okay, if you change the file content here, okay, you change any file content here, okay, and you run the command again, this time it will say that the files are different, and it will copy the file. Okay, and this way you will see it will say changed again. So if the task is doing something, okay, something in the sense whatever you have instructed, and it changes the state of the machine, then it will say changed here. Okay, so this is what it is. Fine, it is test. Okay, let's try to do some error thing and see what is happening. So I'm trying to copy a file which is not present on my machine, and you will see what happens. Now you see here the command field could not find or access readme file. Okay, So what does it mean? It says I failed one task on this machine. You see here the play recap. In the play recap, it says this is the machine, this is the machine, and two tasks are okay, and one task is failed. Okay, and other are zero. Okay, so this is like how you will how a failed task will show up. Okay, let's try to depict a skip task. Okay, let's do it later. But yeah, these are the state. So all the state that a task can assume, it will show in the play recap here. Okay. So if you have 100 machines, you will see 100 machines here. Okay. So this is fine. So we are running Ansible playbook. Okay. Now I don't want to run the playbook on all the machine. Instead, I only want to run on this machine. So how can you do this? You can do this by passing -l command. So you can limit the playbook to be run on specific host. Okay. So I will just pass -l and the host path. Okay. So now you see it will only run on this machine, not the other machine. So you can limit by passing -l command here. Okay. So you can limit it by running specific host. You can run by passing -l host name or IP or through. Okay. So now you see it only run for one machine. Okay, great. Like this is what we are. Okay, so this is fine. We were able to do it, but how do you? Okay, let's try to do something special. Okay, so I'm copying this file. I need to copy another file. Okay, I want to copy file called and let's say playbook itself one.yaml. Okay, and I will copy this file to. Let's try to run it. I forgot to remove the limit. Just maybe close this mini map. Okay, it copies the file, readme file because it got changed. It's trying to copy this one.yaml as well, which is has copied. Okay, so yeah, so these are modules. What else you can do with modules? You can create a create user. Okay, so you can create a new user and assign a password as well. So there's a module for user as well. You can click user and Ansible built-in user. It will, and you can take an example at the bottom to create it. So I'll just copy this one. Okay, and here I can just paste it here, and I just need to realign. So this is name. This is the module name. Module name. Okay, and module name. These are the argument. Okay, so I will create a user for me. I say created by principal. Take some UID. If you don't give it, it will automatically fix it. Let me remove this, and I want to be part of sudo. Okay. What else you can pass in user? Can I pass password? Let's see if I can. If there's a password field. So let me see. Okay, let's see if I can just put a password here. Let's try to run this. Okay. It's creating here. Permission needed. Okay, because I have to run this as sudo. So become this. This task will be run as sudo. So whatever configuration you want to make, so there is a module available in Ansible. Okay, so you can also create your own module. Okay, but that is like out of the scope of this training. So you can also create your own Python script and perform the task that you want to add as a module in Ansible. Okay, now I have a user created, and I can also log in on this machine. So I can just copy this IP. Okay, uh, and I can just do SSH. Paliwal is the username, and I just say at the rate here, and I just press enter. And if my password is correct, when I press Paliwal, I should be able to log in. No, okay, maybe this password is ciphered, and I don't know how to pass this password. So mask value password, okay, it's not login password. It's another way. Okay, okay, sorry. It returns the password. Password. Yeah, yeah. Set the user password encrypted hash or index password matters. For Linux, hash password value data account. I, okay, I don't know how to create this hash password. Let us see if I can do it now. That's convert it to hash. Okay, let's try to. So this is another exercise. I can just do this. What I can do is, so instead of doing this, I can just use password. So it will create a password hash. Let's try to run this again and see if it works. So this syntax is nothing but a uh, way to pass a variable in Ansible. So this is a Jinja template. Okay, if you're not aware of Jinja, Jinja is a templating engine which is also supported. So which is a Python based uh, templating. And what you see a syntax here. This is coming from Jinja only. And to encrypt or hash password, passname must be. I need to install this passname as well. Okay, let's ignore for now. Okay, what what I'm going to say is you can create a user. Okay, I'm not able to set it up. Fine. So you can also okay. So now you have created a user. So this user, when you create, it returns. Okay, so if you see here, right? Let's try to print this password. So every module returns a value. Okay, so the return values are stored in the return type. Okay, so let's see how you can get a return type from the module. Okay, so here you see it returns a password. Okay, in this form. Okay, let me show you how to check the values. Okay, return return values. So all the modules return some values. Okay, to see the return values, it will be like this. Okay, so if you see backup file, if you use a backup file like this, if it is changed, it is changed. If there is a diff, it will show a diff. If there's a invocation, it will see this return code result here. Okay, so we will copy a result, okay, using a playbook, and let's see how we can use it. Okay. Use it. It says we should have an example here. Check it for Azure. Right. Fine. So I need to find that code. At the So yeah, so we have how many tasks here? One, two, three, four, five tasks. Okay. So all these tasks are being executed on the machine. So yeah, so we have written five tasks. All of them are using different modules. One is user, one is copy, two of them copy, one is APT, one is debug. Okay. So let's see if you create a user. Okay, okay. So what I can the next thing that you can do is we have written playbook. We saw how it works. Okay, and in the playbook, one thing I didn't share you. You can have you can have multiple section in the playbook. Okay, so here you are running for all hosts. Maybe you want to run this for two different type of host, two different type of tasks. Okay, so you can say do same. You can split this thing into two section, okay, and they will be different plays in the playbook. Okay, so this is a playbook. This is one of the play. Okay, this is play one, okay, and this is play two. Okay, in the play one you are just installing things. Okay, and in the play two you are creating files. Okay, so what I can do is I can just put it here. So in the play two you are copying file, you are creating user. Okay, and in the play one you are creating the Ansible facts. Okay, and you are installing some packages. Okay, let's see how it works. If you run this, let me review the limit here. So in the same playbook you the same playbook you are adding two types of plays. Okay, and in that way you can add as many plays as you want. Okay, so play one is executed, play 2 is executed. It is getting executed. Okay. So when do you need this kind of playbook? Maybe you want to run different tasks for this host. Okay. And sorry, checksum did not match, which is fine. So maybe there is our host ini file. Okay, if you guys are feeling sleepy, just let me know. I'll just try to make it a little interesting. So one of the host is this, the other host is okay. Maybe you don't want to install Vim on this machine. Instead, you want to install Nano here. Okay, install Nano. So this can be like team one play, team two play. Okay, they have their own set of machine, and you will see how you can convert instead of writing IP here, how you can add uh, names here so that they looks better. Okay, install Nano. So apt uh, name of the package is Nano. Okay, and by default it will install, so I don't need to specify the install. Let me remove this copy thing. I don't want to copy anything, and it will create a user call. And instead, let's say this is a team 2 play, team 2. and this is a team one place. These are team one machine and this is a team two machine. Okay, so team one prefers Vim and team two prefers Nano. Okay, and same for them. I want to create user for them here as well. Okay, so let's just remove this debug thing. So create user. I will create a user called team one. Here I will create team two. Let us run this. Okay, so you might have noticed that there is no state involved in here. So Ansible is stateless. Okay, Ansible is unlike Terraform. Terraform have a state file. Okay, in that state file, it stores all the configurations. Okay, so Ansible doesn't need to compare. So what it does is it go to the machine and check if the things are there or not. Why it is failing on this machine? Cannot get temporary file permission denied. Okay, because I need become here. Okay, again. Okay, perfect. Created user there as well. So we have one for team one and one for team two. Okay, but these are hosts. These hosts are not good, right? So if I go to if in future I have multiple users, multiple machines here. Let's reload this one. Let's reload this one. In future if I get more machines, it is nearly it is hard to manage these hosts by specifying the IPs. Okay, so let's see how you can improve this. So you can improve this by updating your host inventory file. Okay, let's talk a little bit about inventory file. Okay, so inventory file, by default you by default the group is all here. Okay, so you can add the machines in all here. Okay, so I just copy it here. So this become all host. Okay, so let me run this and you will notice that there is no differences when I make it. Right. Okay, this is fine. Let it will run and it will show you that no changes. So it is running fine, which is means even if I do this, it doesn't break. Okay, now how do I separate these two machines in team one and team two? Okay, so let's say I have two teams and these machines belong to different teams. So you can create groups in uh, inventory file. So I can say team one machines, okay, and team two machines. So what I can do is I can put this machine in team one, okay, and this machine in team two. Okay, now you see I don't have anything in all, but again, if you don't specify all, all the machine here will still be part of the all group. Okay, but it is better to define explicitly what you are trying to say. So I say team one, okay, and team two is part of all group here. Okay, but again, you can only specify host in the group. Okay, so if you want to add a group into the group, you have to specify children's. Okay, so team one and team two are children of all. Okay, when I run this, okay, now it says children. Okay, I misspelled this. Okay, so now it is running. So it knows about these hosts because if they are part of all. So if this host is reachable from all, it will be able to pick it. If it is not reachable from all, it will fail. Okay. So let me just okay. So this is fine. Let me just run it. Okay. Perfect. This is running right now. If I want to don't pass this one, I can just say team one. and I can pass this team2. And let us run this now. So you will see it will still work, right? Here I'm not passing any machine here. Okay, it automatically picks machines here. Okay, so now you have divided the machines into group. Okay, but you see here I'm passing these variables, okay, in both the group. Okay, which is not very very interactive code, right? So if I have multiple hosts here, like 100,000 machines, you will not pass all these variable in all the lines, right? So instead, what you can do is you can put them into VARs, right? And how do you set VARs? You can set VARs into groups, right? So if team one and team two are team two and all the machines have same thing, you can set VARs on all. Okay, so these are the global variables. Okay, so you can put like this. Okay, so these variables will be set to all the hosts that you are managing. Okay, so let me run this and let's see if it works. Okay, now you see our inventory file looks very nice, right? Okay, perfect. Okay, now one day team 2 decides that I don't want the same user for me. Okay, I don't want same username, same password for, so I want a different password. So what if their username passwords are different? What you can do is you can say team 1. Anyway, these variables are global. If you define variables very close to them, okay, so they can. Okay. So when team one says my username and passwords are different, so what I can do is they can define different variables for them. Okay, let's say team one. Okay, team one. If I run this, you will see it will fail because this username password is not there on the machine. Okay. Now you see invalid username password and it says unreachable here. Okay. So team one failed. The team two because one of the play failed, it will not proceed with the next part of it. Okay. All right. So if I just use this one, okay, it's working. Now you know that when we created a user, okay, we specified the value hard coded here, team one, team two, right? So we created a user in team one, we created a user in team two. Okay. So how you can use a variable here so that the users are defined in a central location? You can always use team username. Okay. So this value is this is a variable name here. How do you set this variable name here? You can pass variable name here, team username. Okay. So not here because team username are only applicable for teams. So I can say team one. Okay. And same thing you can set for team two. Here these are duplicates, so I will remove them. They are not required for teams. They are globally available. So when I run this again, now you will see two new users will be changed on the machine. What happened? Team username is undefined. Why? So for team two identified. Sorry. So let's run it. and you will notice one thing here. So whatever we are changing, the previous change is not reverted. Okay, so I created a user O Paliwal before. Okay, this was the name was O Paliwal before. Okay, and I changed it to T1 and T2. Okay, so the O Paliwal user will not be deleted. Okay, because this Ansible doesn't know about the previous state. It doesn't know what was there in the previous one. Okay, so it is not like Terraform. Terraform has a state; it knows what I have applied before. Here you don't know. Ansible doesn't know what you have applied before. So if you change anything here, the previous thing that you have done will not be reverted. Okay, so this is one. So whatever is you have written here, this will be present on the machine. But if you have remove anything, like if you remove this one, this user will not be deleted. Okay? So this is just a fact here. Okay, uh, fine. I want to change the user here. I can put like let's use same for both of them. I'm using same user for both of them, and it will try to create a new user called T on both machine. Okay, this creating user has changed. Both have created a user called T. Okay, fine. Any confusion till now? Anyone? Okay. Sorry, I have. Okay, so I'll wrap class here. Wrap up class here a little early today. Okay, and the meeting. Okay, I did not share. Okay. Uh, Students, I'll wrap class early today. Okay, and we have few things pending. Uh, and our capstone project is also postponed, so it will be next week because Lalit is